All right. We're going to move on after you've had time to participate in that. My name is Dr. Jenny McMath, and I am the Student Success Specialist working directly with the Master's in Data Science program. I will be presenting along with panelists Dr. Munni Begum and Katie Davis. I will give them time to introduce themselves and their affiliation with the program. Dr. Begum and Ms. Katie Davis will introduce themselves in that order.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Master of Science in Data Science webinar. So I am Munni Begum, and I direct the program, both the master's program and also our undergraduate program in data analytics. So glad that you made it here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Davis. I am the enrollment counselor on the Coursera side. So I'm here to help you as you are doing your research and prior to enrolling in the program.
Oh. All right, thank you for your wait on that. We will be talking about, on today's topics, we will have various things that we will talk about. We'll talk about our Ball State and Coursera partnership, the Master's in Data Science overview, the performance-based admissions and what that means to you as a prospective student, and what Ball State University offers, the program costs, which may be a very important inquiry for you today, and the summer 2024 registration deadlines. And as I stated, at the end of the webinar, we will provide an opportunity to have a Q&A session with you to answer your questions. Coursera is the world's largest online education platform. The partnership launched to increase course section availability and expand flexibility in course offerings. Ball State will continue to design the data science curriculum and the coursework completely. So you will be working with Ball State faculty and staff, and of course myself as the student success specialist for the program. But this is the reason for the partnership, to increase course section availability and expand flexibility in course offerings. Dr. Begum will discuss the Master's in Data Science overview and tell you a little bit more about the program.
Thank you, Jenny. So let me give you what you are expecting when you are pursuing our master's program in data science. So there will be a total of 11 courses that you need to complete. You can take more courses, but 11 is the number that you need to complete. And so you can see that you will complete 33 credit hours. Each of these 11 courses are 3 credit hours. And out of these 11 courses, 5 of them are core, and 3 of them consist our pathway credits. And these are counted toward your performance-based admission, so which we'll talk about more in detail. So out of these 5 courses, you take 3 as pathway, and then you take 2 additional courses. Those are also part of core classes that you'll be taking. And then you will take 6 more classes. Those are carefully designed from 3 broad modules. 2 of them you have to take from computational analytics module, and 2 you will take from statistical computing and modeling. And last 2 will come from the group that we called applied design electives, where you will see a number of application domains. The courses are designed based on 3 or 4 application domains. And since the program is on Coursera, it is 100% online and asynchronous. That meaning that there is no fixed meeting time. There will be depending on courses, we offer live sessions which are fixed. so synchronous, but everything else, lectures, your assignments, those are asynchronous. And we have three times when you can start our program in fall, which is 16-week 16 weeks program, and in spring as well. So right after fall, you can start. You can continue, or students can start in spring, and then in summer, which is coming. And you have heard that registration deadlines are coming up. So difference between fall and spring is the number of weeks. So you'll have less number of weeks, but there won't be less number of course materials. Same amount of course materials will be covered. So you have to work quickly, which is typical in the academic, in universities when you take summer classes. So we do not require any prior background in data science. And our classes are designed to meet the need for adult learners. And we welcome learners from all backgrounds, all educational backgrounds. And whatever career experience you have, you may have an entry level, or you may want to change your career, or you want to advance your career. So our program is designed to cover all these learner backgrounds.
So our next poll will cover your experience with online learning. All right, we'll move on to our next slide, and hopefully we'll have our poll results on that question. How comfortable are you with an online and asynchronous learning format?
Great. I hope you have a chance to take the poll. Now let's talk about one really, I think this is one of the great features of our program that we acknowledge, and we predict, we recognize if you come with any prior learning, as you may have completed professional certificates through Coursera. So we accept those. And our policy is that we accept a maximum of 9 credit hours in the form of 3 classes, okay? However, there is one caveat. These prior learning credits cannot be counted toward your pathway or performance-based admission or pathway courses. So what does that mean? That means that I'm going to give you an example through the certificates that we accept. So for example, we accept Google Advanced Data Analytics Professional Certificate. And this one can be, if you can actually go back to the previous slide, please.
Okay.
Thank you. So, in that list of prior learning credits, 2 courses you can take that can be replaced with our 2 of the performance or pathway courses. So one is DSCI 601, and the other one is, DSCI 601 is like Introduction to Data Science. I'm gonna talk more in detail about those, but and the other one is Introduction to Programming Language. So if we're saying these won't be counted toward your pathway courses, but these are, you can take these as those courses. So what does that mean? That means you have to continue with other classes in your program that will be counted as pathway courses. And there are 2 other, 2 other classes like Deep Learning Specialization. If you have that, or IBM Applied AI or Artificial Intelligence Certificate, if you have those, we're going to give you credit as special topics course. So those will be counted toward those 18 credit hours as elective. So we will accept those. I will talk more on these pathway courses later on as we go. Next slide, please. And this is, so prior learning credit is one good feature or one good thing in our program. The other one is open content. We have, so far, we have 2 courses, and both of them are actually pathway courses. As I was saying, the introduction to programming. So this is one class that has open content. So we selected a number of modules for you to try before you decide. And the other class is data visualization. Similar to Intro to Programming, you can try this course as well. You can see how much you like it. And another info about these 2 classes. These 2 classes are part of both Master of Science in Data Science and Master of Science in Computer Science. In case you're undecided, like which program you wanna try. If you wanna go to the next slide, please. So why do you want to try open content? You do not have to wait until a semester starts. You can start right away. And if you complete all the modules in the open content, you can earn a certificate. And note that the materials and the course is designed with the same quality. I mean, there is no difference. The course modules that we selected as open content, these are linked to the actual class that you will be taking if you decide to take these pathway courses. So same material that you will be going through, and which is even more, you like this one better, that if you complete open content, you do not have to retake or complete your whatever projects or assignments when you take the course for your program. So all the work that you have done when you are trying through the open content materials, open content course, will be accredited when you actually take these 2 courses. So remember, Intro to Programming and Data Visualization. So these 2 courses have open content and you can try anytime. You do not have to wait for a semester to begin. Okay, so you may wonder, since you're attending the webinar, I'm sure you want to work in this field, but still you may have questions. What are the opportunities? What are the fields? What are the areas that you may end up working? If you are currently working on a field that applies data science, you will know that this is actually an interdisciplinary field, and you can apply your skills to a wide variety of areas, right? Starting from finance, from I have a small list you can read, but this is not comprehensive. As you know, we collect data in almost any field. So data scientists, their skills are needed in any area that you're interested in. It could be finance and economics, it could be healthcare, it could be life science, it could be environmental science or social science, criminology, you name it. We prepared this slide to give you like the breadth where you can apply your skills after you earn your master's degree here. Master's degree from Ball State. You have a wide field where you can work as a data scientist.
And now we're going to introduce Katie Davis, who will discuss Unlock Your Potential with Performance-Based Admission. She'll give you some detailed information about that. Thank you, Katie.
Hi, everybody. My name's Katie Davis. I'm the enrollment counselor here at Coursera. I'm also your main point of contact as you're doing your research on the Master of Data Science program. And today I want to talk a little bit more about performance-based admission. For most, this is a new concept in the higher education landscape. So we're going to walk through exactly how this works. Okay, so if anyone here has applied for college or graduate school before, you can probably attest to how the traditional college application process can be daunting and time-consuming and often requires collecting a lot of material like transcripts, test scores, or references. It can also delay your timeline with waiting periods between when you actually apply and when you hear if you're admitted to the program. Usually they also will ask for a specific educational background or prior knowledge before you apply. So this is not the ideal scenario for learners and especially for working adults. With that, Ball State acknowledges that the traditional process does not meet the needs of today's modern learners and creates unnecessary barriers for those who are looking to upgrade their earning potential or change their careers. So this is where the performance-based admission process comes in. Performance-based admission is a game-changing approach that aims to reduce the barriers and biases that are inherent in traditional admissions processes. It is simple, it's more equitable, and it's designed with today's learners in mind. Performance-based admission means you can gain acceptance into the data science degree regardless of your educational background or your professional experience. Most importantly, in this process, it means there is no application required. So rather than submitting a formal application for the program, your work is your application. So the way that you officially earn admission to this program is by completing those first 3 pathway courses that were mentioned with a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 or higher, which is an 80% or higher in those courses. So if you have a 3.0 or higher average across those initial 3 classes, that will earn you admission into the degree program. With that, there's also no waiting. So those first 3 courses are actual degree credit courses, which earn you credit towards graduation while also determining your admission. So you will essentially be over 30% done with the degree by the time you're actually admitted into it. And with performance admission, there's no previous experience required. The pathway courses are designed to be foundational courses in computer and data science, so they're accessible to learners of all backgrounds. Oh, can you go back one, please?
Okay.
So with this, performance-based admission has three key steps to it. So the first step is when during an open enrollment period prior to the start of a semester, you can complete a short registration form on Ball State's website. Right now, registration is open for the summer semester. It closes on May 5th. So if you'd like to get started this summer, please keep that May 5th deadline in your mind. On the registration form, you'll select which pathway courses you would like to begin with. Importantly, you do not need to take all 3 at once. It's actually really not recommended to take all 3 at once. Dr. Begum can probably speak to that in more detail, but you're able to start at a pace that you're comfortable with by taking one or 2 of those pathway courses and breaking that up. Each pathway course is 3 credits. The cost per credit is $476, and there will also be a $100 per semester technology fee included in that. So once you submit that registration form, step 2 is simply to complete your coursework on Coursera. And then again, once all of those pathway courses are complete is when you earn admission to the program. If you have a 3.0 or higher, you're automatically admitted to the program at the end of that 3-course sequence. You don't have to submit another application or do anything extra at that point. So yeah, if you do have follow-up questions about the admission process and how that works, I'll share my contact information at the end of the presentation. We'll also have a Q&A so we can provide more details on that. But if any of this, if you'd like to talk about any of this in more detail, please do reach out. And yeah, I'm going to pass it back over to Dr. Begum to talk about the courses for the performance pathway in a bit more detail.
Thank you, Katie. Yeah, so as I alluded in my previous slides about the pathway courses, which are counted as your performance-based classes that you'll be taking. So we have 3 of them. The first one you may want to consider is this Intro to Data Science. Notice that we do have a prior learning credit for this course that I also mentioned in my previous slide, which is Google Professional Certificate in Data Science or IBM Professional Certificate in Data Science. If you come with this, we're going to waive this course for you. But you have to take another course in the program. That will be counted toward pathway course. So that's one. And the other course that we have is Intro to Programming. And we also accept prior learning credit for this course, which is Python for Everyone. So if you, for example, if we give you 6 hours, then you have to take 2 more courses in the program after you complete 6 or 5 or data visualization. Okay, so we will consider those, but you have to you are still in the process of completing 3 courses with B or higher, or 3.0 or higher. That will get you to the program. Then you will be considered as admitted. Now, which course you want to take? We recommend to try 1 or 2. If you're really comfortable, if you have a good background in programming, you may consider 3, but definitely not in summer, because you have seen summer is shorter, has short duration, but we do not compromise with course materials. All 16-week materials will be covered. So keep that in mind. With that, I will highly recommend, if you're new, you start with 1+. If you have some background, maybe you can even try 2. And as I mentioned earlier, Intro to Programming and Data Visualization, these 2 are part of both Master of Science in Computer Science and Data Science program. So again, if you're undecided, you can take these courses and then you can make a decision which program you want to go. And if you have any question, please, feel free to reach out. We'll be happy to answer.
And so these are some things that Ball State offers. We offer student faculty engagement, which I think Dr. Begum spoke to that in her presentation. I am a dedicated student success specialist, so you will be working with me. I work directly with the program. We have our resources, our Ball State resources that are available for our online students. University Library, the Career Center, the Writing Center, Learning Center, disability services. Our students, you'll have a good way to bond with each other and network with each other throughout the program. We offer a Slack channel that is devoted specifically to you as Coursera students. We also have a support team email address specific to Coursera students, ds.support@bsu.edu. You can submit questions there if you have questions about your course content, if you have questions specific to your instructor, if you have questions for me, you want to schedule an appointment, or you have questions as to what resources we offer to address any needs that you have throughout your matriculation in the program, you certainly will use that email address to reach out and get those services or those needs addressed. We also have a program handbook, and online orientation that is offered. So these are just some of the few offerings that we have. But most of all, we're dedicated to supporting you. So we just ask you to use your resources. If you are going to enroll in our program, we certainly hope that you will. The resources are there for you. We encourage you to use them because we are here to help you. Safety net. You've got a safety net. I stated that again. I'm a dedicated student success specialist working directly with the program. For the fall and spring semesters, you have 1 week from the start of classes to drop and receive a full refund. That's for the fall and spring semesters. In the summer, it is accelerated, like we've heard throughout the presentation. It is accelerated. It's 10 weeks in length, and you will have until the start of classes to receive a refund. So if you do want to register for the summer and you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will be more than happy to address your questions. Reach out to Katie. She is available as the enrollment counselor for the Coursera program. Again, we're happy to answer your questions, and we will be doing so hopefully throughout the Q&A. Program cost. This is one of the key questions that I'm sure you have. The total program cost is less than $17,000. Now, there are some technology fees, tech fees that are there, but the breakdown is $476 per credit hour. And then, of course, a $100 tech fee per semester. And as you know, within the program, you may be already aware, you pay these fees at time of registration. So when you register for a course, you want to make sure that you are aware that you will receive a prompt for payment at that time. But we can help you through that process. If you do see that or you don't see it, just reach out to us. We'll be happy to provide assistance in that area. Now, keep in mind that many employers will provide educational assistance. So you may want to verify this with your current employer and check to see if they offer the tuition reimbursement program available to you through your employer. And again, if you'd like to, if you have any questions about how to either approach the employer, or if you have any questions about how that program works, you want to go ahead and reach out to the employer. But if we can help you in telling you who you can reach out to internally here in our office to assist you with that program and interacting with your employer, we'll be more than happy to do that as well. So important dates, summer 2024. We've been talking a lot about summer 2024 because it is approaching. Our deadline date for registration is May the 5th. This is a 10-week semester, like we stated, so it's accelerated, but it is doable. But you want to make sure that your professional and your personal schedules align with an accelerated program, because this isn't a rigorous program. And we just want to make sure that you are aware of that ahead of time so that you can plan accordingly if you would like to register for the summer. The fall 2024 term, it is a 16-week term. It runs from August 19th through December the 14th. And the registration will open on May 21st. So I'm going to go back and repeat the summer. The summer registration ends on May the 5th. And of course, the summer term runs from May 13th to July 19th, 2024. And we hope to see you there. I look forward to working with everyone who is viewing this webinar or who is interested in our program and serving as your student success specialist. And these are our frequently asked questions. I'm going to turn this over to Katie Davis, and she is going to moderate this portion of the webinar. Katie?
All right, so I'm going to put on my best interviewer, I guess, outfit here and try to go through some of the frequently asked questions that we get, which usually go towards our faculty members and our student success specialists who have the most context here. So if we could see the first question, please. Okay, so Dr. Begum, this is a question for you, and I think this will answer some of the questions I'm seeing in the chat as well. As a course facilitator, can you share more about how you interact with and support your students?
Yeah, this is a great question. Thank you for that. So yes, we have course facilitators on top of the primary instructor. And note that course facilitator is your primary point of contact. So we have an email address dedicated to our program, data science. So it's ds.support@bsu.edu, and we maintain this communication with our students and course facilitators through Salesforce. So if you have any question about assignments or course contents, your first point of contact is ds.support@bsu.edu. So that's one way that you communicate with your course facilitator. And also, this is something else. We have a Slack channel for students only. You can communicate with your peers as well. But anything related to technology, academic contents, or assignments, if you have any question, you use this email address email address, and that will go to course facilitator. If it is academic, it will go to student success specialist if it is something related to that. I hope I answered that question.
And if I can just add as the student success specialist, I do monitor that. So if it is something that I can be a liaison between to make sure you're connected to the person and it's triaged the way that it should be, which I'm sure that it will be, but I am always there to assist you as well. So I work closely with you and the course facilitators and the support team.
Perfect, thank you. This would be one for Dr. Begum as well. So outside of the kind of standard curriculum assignments, would there be any opportunities for additional projects or research work with the faculty during the program?
Yes, this is again a great question. Yes, we noticed that we have a module which covers applied research elective, and you're required to take 2 classes where you will work on a detailed research project, depending on what class you are taking. Outside that, if you're interested, if you have a great idea that you want to work on, yes, definitely reach out to the faculty that you have in mind that matches, your interest matches with the expertise of the faculty member. You're more than welcome to do that. And actually, I can give you an example. I have a student in my class that is running currently, which is statistical methods for data science. And she had the same question, whether she can work with me. And I think we're going to do something over the summer.
That's great to hear. Thank you. Okay, let's see what our next question is. Dr. Jenny, this would be, I guess, one for you and Dr. Begum as well. Either one of you want to jump in. What advice do you have for students who are maybe new to data science and this is a brand new field for them?
Let me start and Jenny can add. So yes, if you are new to this field, please note that this is an interdisciplinary field. We have the program particularly is designed so that you have a good background in learning what is this data, what is this area of data science? Like you take intro to data science. So that course is carefully designed so that you know what are the current topics or what background do you need to have, like what technical skills you will get throughout the program. So the course is the intro to data science course will give you an overview, like what is coming, right? What is ahead. And then similarly, if you do not have a computational background, intro to programming will give you that. And throughout the other courses like data visualization, you will get the skills that you need to handle large volume of data, and more importantly, to make sense of data, right? You want to make data-driven decision. So how you can do that? What background you will need. So this program will prepare you for that. And my advice would be to learn the materials, and not just for getting credit, but so that you learn what we designed for you, so that you can apply in your in addressing or in solving problems, because you will be working with real problems with real data. So learn what we have in this program. Of course, your grades are important, but learning is more important in my opinion. And ask a lot of questions. Ask questions. Take advantage of course facilitators, advantage of your peers. There's the Slack channel that we have, and do not hesitate to contact the primary instructor as well if needed. And also take advantage of our wonderful student success specialist and all the resources that we have at Ball State. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Begum.
Okay, well, this is a good lead in. Dr. Begum gave us a good a good intro to this one. Dr. Jenny, what role does a student success specialist play in supporting students during the program?
So I will provide important information about the program throughout, like I said, your matriculation in the program as your student success specialist. I'll also connect you with resources that will help you academically, because Ball State offers a lot of resources that we spoke about early in the webinar. So if you ever have any questions about coursework, like Dr. Begum said, your instructor or your course facilitator is your first point of contact. But if you are, in need of anything additional, like maybe some tutoring, or you need to know your faculty members' office hours and you don't find that on the syllabus or something like that, I can kind of guide you in finding the information that you need. So student success, we want you to be successful in this program. And so my role as a specialist is to help you in every way that I can to make sure that you attain that student success. But you also have to partner with me, and you have to partner with everyone in the program in letting them know what your needs are, because we can't address your needs if we don't know what they are. So continue to ask questions. We want you to ask questions. We encourage you to ask questions so that we can help you succeed in this program.
Yeah, that is a great point for sure. And I know we have addressed this a little bit, but are there any, I guess, resources that either of you would like to highlight that are available to help students in terms of academic support, career advising, any particular things that you think are worth highlighting there?
So I will say that these are offerings here at Ball State University. So if you definitely need assistance, career advice, academic support, reach out to me, let me know, because that is going to be helpful to me to get you to the services that you need. Reach out to your course instructor. If your course instructor doesn't know what the resources are, they should, and in most cases they do. You just make sure that, you're reaching out to them and asking them those questions, letting them know what your needs are. And if they don't know, they will definitely get you connected with me. You'll have different ways that you can reach out to me throughout your journey here at Ball State in this program. So again, I can't stress enough that we are here to help you. And if I don't know the answer, please, and if your instructors don't know the answer, we definitely are going to work hard to get you that answer. So rest assured that it will be a partnership, as I stated earlier in my last answer to my question. This is a partnership between us and you. And to make it a successful partnership, we have to communicate.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think our next slide here, I believe we're on to our official Q&A section. So thank you to everybody who dropped questions in the Q&A and has been patient. We will do our best to address as many questions as we can. There are some that are kind of similar, so I may group some together for us as well. But yeah, going through here, I have a couple questions just to start us off. and these are, I'll throw these to either of you. When did the program begin? And will the courses in the program all be on Coursera?
I can take that question. Thank you. So, yeah, we started with Coursera in fall 2023. So last August, we partnered with Coursera. However, the Master of Science in Data Science, we started this program through Ball State Online platform back in 2020. So fall 2020 when we actually offered this program, but we partnered with Coursera last fall, and from now on, as of now, the program will be offered on Coursera. That is my understanding. That's what I have as of now. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. This next one here, Dr. Begum, maybe for you as well. Can you share a little bit more about the level of math that students can expect in the program? If it would be, this person's asking specifically about calculus or algebra, but what kind of math level should people be prepared for?
Thank you. Great question again. Yes, so note that it depends on the courses that you'll be taking. For example, one of the core class, which is statistical methods in data science, you will learn topics that may depend on calculus, but you can handle the calculus with technology. For example, art. You may need to know how to do a derivative, or you may need to know how to do an integral because you would like to calculate some particular statistic that needs those math skill. Fortunately, or I don't know what is the perfect way to put it, you do not need to do the actual math manually. You can use technology for that. But yes, calculus is the works under the hood for many of the topics. But our focus is how you can take the topic, basic understanding, what does a particular topic means, and how you apply to solve questions. And for that, you can either do analytically, or what I meant manually, you actually do the problem, or you use technology. So for this particular course, you will see that the level depends on calculus, but our focus, the way we design the course, you do not have to go into the details of that. You will be given basic understanding that yes, this calculus topic is needed here, but we can get around that. So I would say for most of the courses, the math background that you need will be at the algebra level. But for some courses like statistical methods in data science and another class that we are offering this summer, which is in categorical data analysis, and there are some other classes in statistical modeling and computing that will have the calculus background. But again, the topics are designed so that you do not need to do the steps analytically using calculus. The concept is there, but you should be able to address those with technology. I hope I answered that question. If you have a follow-up question, feel free to ask or reach out to me later.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, this next question is more about the formatting of the courses. So we know that they are asynchronous. Are they also self-paced? So this question is more specifically about, can you start another class during the semester if you finish one early? Or how can someone expect to schedule out their classes during the semesters?
Okay, can you say that? 'Cause sorry, I kind of missed first part of the question. Sorry about that.
Sure, yeah, this is more about course formatting. So the classes themselves are asynchronous, where this person is wondering if they are also self-paced. So can they start additional classes during the semester, or how are they structured during the semester schedule?
Okay, great question. I would say the courses are designed in a way that you can work throughout the course. It's asynchronous. I would say these are self-paced. You can start any time during the semester you want, but we do recommend that you follow the recommended deadlines that we have for each assignments. So depending on courses, some courses are designed as modules. There may be like 6-7 modules. Some courses are designed like we have 16 weeks, so there are 16 modules, and each module will have recommended deadlines. So we recommend that you follow those deadlines, but the entire materials or assignments are available to you for the entire session. That means for whatever reason, maybe there could be some unexpected situation, a life event that may happen. You have to take off for a few weeks, then you can come back and accelerate yourself. So yes, these are self-paced. And I do not think after the registration period ends, maybe this is a Jenny question,
Yes.
whether you can start a new class in the same semester. So maybe I will let Jenny speak for that.
So when the registration period is closed, then there's no additional registrations at that point. So each semester has their registration windows. And of course, we want you to register well before the course starts and by that deadline date to ensure that you're having a good start in the class. And so that's the reason that we're doing that. We want to set you up for success in each class. I do want to share also, and I think Dr. Begum spoke to that, with the paced with the work. This is a rigorous master's level, graduate level program. And so don't wait to the last minute. And I share this with all students. Follow the recommended deadline date Dr. Begum spoke to, because you don't want to wait to the end or closer to the end of the semester and you are trying to get all of the work in by the time that the class closes and you don't have access to the materials. That would not be a wise decision because of the rigor of the program.
Yes, that is a good point. Thank you. Okay, so this next question here is more, I would say, about the open content aspect of courses. And this is something I can probably clarify as well. So if you're going to enroll in the open content for the summer semester, can we get started on that before the start of summer classes? The answer is yes. So the open content is a preview of the first 4 academic weeks of those classes. So it is not the full version of the class. But if you do want to get a head start on that work, if you have a logged in Coursera account, you can make progress in those first 4 weeks, which will be saved on your account and then roll over to the full version of the course when you enroll and the semester starts. So you can't like see the entire thing, but it is a good way if you do want to get a head start on that content prior. Also, if you have all of your registration information completed and the orientation done, the courses do soft launch on Coursera 1 week before the start of the semester. So if you're an enrolled student and you've been on it and gotten all of your orientation and everything, all of your accounts set up, you could potentially have a week head start on that as well. Okay. All right, this is a good question. So when someone graduates from this program, Will it be a Ball State diploma or a Coursera diploma? Should we all, I can speak to this. It is a Ball State degree, 100%. Coursera is the platform that you use to access the content, but you are a student at Ball State. All of your student administration goes through Ball State. And your degree is also issued by Ball State. So the degree at the end of the program will be a Master of Science in Data Science from Ball State. No mention of it being earned online or anything like that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is more of a scheduling question as well. If someone was to take 2 pathway courses in the summer, and in the fall, can they take a final pathway course in an additional curriculum course?
Yes, I can take that question. Yes, that is correct. You can, when you are completing 3rd pathway course, you can take an additional course that will be counted toward your degree. Good question.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so Dr. Begum, can you share a little bit about how much of AI and machine learning are covered or are a part of the master's program?
Sure, good question again. So we are into the era of AI, right? With all the chat GPT and other tools that you use. Yes, so we cover one of the core courses. If you remember, we have 2 classes that are part of core. One is the statistical methods in data science, which I already mentioned. The other one is machine learning. Algorithms like fundamental methods are covered there. And we are in the process of including one course that is devoted to AI. So that will be part of our either computational analytics module or applied research module. So we have classes that cover the methods, the algorithms, and one more class that we have, which is part of statistical modeling and computing. And that course is title is statistical learning. So notice that again, you will see the supervised versus unsupervised learning algorithms there. So yes, we do have courses that covered these timely topics.
Perfect, thank you so much. Okay, so with the classes themselves, how many hours should a student budget per week for the standard semesters, and then how is that different in the summer?
Great question. So we have recommended hours that you should devote outside the outside learning the course materials, right? We expect that you will spend like 2 hours per credit each week to go with to cover the course materials. And besides that, you budget a few more hours, maybe 3 to 4 hours for a particular course. And during summer times, because of the time limit, that you should increase that by at least 1 or 2 hours per credit. Jenny, do you want to add add to this, what I just said?
Well, basically how I answer it as a student success specialist, it's going to be all based on your personal time management, what you can afford to invest. And it's also going to be based on your learning style. So I can't really emphasize enough, and I know I keep saying it, but this is a rigorous program. So you know what your time constraints are, you know what the time frame in your life, in your personal and professional life. So you just want to pace yourself. And hopefully I'm answering your question, because only you know your learning style and the pace that you learn. So you want to make sure that that aligns to meet your needs that you already have in place, meaning your professional and your personal time that you have. So that would be the only thing that I would add as the student success specialist for the program.
Perfect. Thank you both. Okay, so this question is about textbooks, additional resources. Are there textbooks in the program, or what kinds of resources should people expect to need to provide in addition to just having access to the content on Coursera?
Yes, this is a good question. So it depends again on the course. Some course have required textbook that you have to have because assignments are given from the text. For others, there are texts but recommended. And course materials cover everything that you need to be successful to do your assignments. And if you need any supplementary reading or supplementary materials, those will be given as well. And syllabus is the course syllabus is where you will get all this information. Everything will be laid out. Textbook information, technology information, what technology will be used for a particular course, grade distribution, how, what are the different assignments will be there, and what are the weights. So all the information kind of Facebook for your course, you will get from the syllabus.
That's great. Thank you. Okay, I think we have time for one more question here before we wrap it up. And this may be one for Jenny. What would happen if a student doesn't finish a course in the semester? Would they re-enroll, or can they, how would you manage that if somebody for whatever reason isn't able to complete a course?
So Ball State has a drop add withdrawal policy in place. So you want to make sure, if you know that you're not going to be able to complete a course in a semester, you want to reach out to me as soon as possible, because we do have those deadlines in place to kind of protect you with the refund policy. So, and the refunds will vary based on when you withdraw from a course. So again, if that comes up, just communicate with me. I'll walk you through that process.
Yeah, that is a good default. Whenever you don't know what to do, just reach out to Dr. Jenny and she will help you. Okay.
I wanted to add one comment to what Jenny said. So we also have incomplete. So if there is some like really unexpected, unseen situation arise, and you completed at least 50% of the course, then we have the policy that we will assign incomplete, and you should have the next semester, or I think there is some policy by when you should complete your course.
Okay, perfect. Thank you both. Okay, so I think we are at time at the top of the hour now, but I do know that I'm sure there are some follow-up questions. On this next slide here, I want to share my contact information. That QR code is a link to my calendar. If you would like to schedule a phone call, that's usually the best way to connect for individual questions. So please reach out if there is anything that I can clarify, or if you are considering enrolling for the summer, especially, let's make sure we connect before to make sure you're all set and ready to go for that. But yeah, I hope to hear from all of you who attended, and please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for participating, and thank you both.
All right, thank you for attending, everybody. I hope everyone has a great day, and hopefully we'll be able to welcome you to the program soon. Thank you so much.